Day 46. Numbers 17 to 19. Numbers chapter 17. The priesthood is confirmed to Aaron by the miracle of the blaming of this rod, which is kept for a monument in the tabernacle. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and take of every one of them a rod by their kindreds, of all the princes of the tribes 12 rods, and write the name of every man upon his rod. And the name of Aaron shall be for the tribe of Levi, and 1 rod shall contain all their families. And thou shalt lay them up in the tabernacle of the covenant before the testimony, where I will speak to thee. Whomsoever of these I shall choose, his rod shall blossom, and I will make to cease from me the memorings of the children of Israel, wherewith they memor against thee. And Moses spoke to the children of Israel, and all the princes gave him rods, 1 for every tribe, and there were 12 rods besides the rod of Aaron. And when Moses had laid them up before the Lord in the tabernacle of the testimony, he returned in the following day, and found that the rod of Aaron for the house of Levi was budded, and that the buds swelling into blue blossoms, which spreading the leaves were formed into almonds. The rod of Aaron for the house of Levi was budded, etc. This rod of Aaron, which thus miraculously brought forth fruit, was a figure of the blessed Virgin conceiving and bringing forth her son without any prejudice to her virginity. Moses therefore brought out all the rods from before the Lord to all the children of Israel, and they saw, and every one received their rods. And the Lord said to Moses, Carry back the rod of Aaron into the tabernacle of the testimony, that it may be kept there for a token of the rebellious children of Israel, and that their complaints may cease from me lest they die. And Moses did as the Lord had commanded. And the children of Israel said to Moses, Behold, we are consumed, we all perish. Whosoever approaches to the tabernacle of the Lord, he dieth. Are we all to man to be utterly destroyed? Numbers chapter 18. The charge of the priests and of the Levites are their portion. And the Lord said to Aaron, Thou and thy sons and thy father's house with thee shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary, and thou and thy sons with thee shall bear the sins of your priesthood. Thou and thy father's house with thee shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary. That is, it shall be punished if through negligence or want of due attention ye err in the discharge of the sacred functions for which ye were ordained. And take with thee thy brethren also of the tribe of Levi in the scepter of thy father, and let there be ready in hand, and minister with thee, with thou and thy sons shall minister in the tabernacle of the testimony. And the Levites shall watch to do thy commands, and above all the works of the tabernacle, only they shall not come nigh the vessels of the sanctuary nor the altar, lest both they die, and you also perish with them. But let them be with thee, and watch in the charge of the tabernacle, and in all the ceremonies thereof. A stranger shall not join himself with you. Watch in the charge of the sanctuary, and in the ministry of the altar, lest indignation rise upon the children of Israel. I have given you, brethren the Levites, from among the children of Israel, and have delivered them for a gift to the Lord, serving the ministries of the tabernacle. But thou and thy sons look ye to the priesthood, and all things that pertain to the service of the altar, and that are within the veil, shall be executed by the priests. If any stranger shall approach, he shall be slain. And the Lord said to Aaron, Behold, I have given thee the charge of my firstfruits. All things that are sanctified by the children of Israel I have delivered to thee and to thy sons for the priestly office by everlasting ordinances. These therefore shalt thou take of the things that are sanctified and are offered to the lad. Every offering and sacrifice, and whatsoever is rendered to me for sin and for trespass, and becometh holy of holies, shall be for thee and thy sons. Thou shalt eat it in the sanctuary, the males only shall eat thereof, because it is a consecrated thing to thee. But the firstfruits, which the children of Israel shall vow and offer, I have given to thee, and to thy sons, and to thy daughters by a perpetual law. He that is clean in thy house shall eat them. All the best of the oil, and of the wine, and of the corn, whatsoever firstfruits they offer to the Lord, I have given them to thee. All the first ripe of the fruits that the ground bringeth forth, and which are brought to the Lord, shall be for thy use. He that is clean in thy house shall eat them. Everything that the children of Israel shall give by vow shall be thine. Whatsoever is firstborn of all flesh, which they offer to the Lord, whether it be of men or of beasts, shall belong to thee. Only for the firstborn of men thou shalt take a price, and every beast that is unclean thou shalt cause to be redeemed, and the redemption of it shall be after 1 month for 5 sickles of silver by the weight of the sanctuary. A sickle hath 20 ovals. But the firstling of a cow, and of a sheep, and of a goat thou shalt not cause to be redeemed, because they are sanctified to the Lord. The blood only thou shalt pour upon the altar, and the fat thou shalt burn for a most sweet odor to the Lord. But the flesh shall fall to thy use, at the consecrated breast, and the right shoulder shall be thine. All the first fruits of the sanctuary which the children of Israel offer to the Lord, I have given to thee and to thy sons and daughters by a perpetual ordinance. It is a covenant of salt forever before the Lord, to thee and to thy sons. Covenant of salt. It is a proverbial expression signifying a covenant not to be altered or corrupted. A salt is used to keep things from corruption. A covenant perpetual, like that by which it was appointed. The salt should be used in every sacrifice. Leph. There. And the Lord said to Aaron, You shall possess nothing in their land, neither shall you have a portion among them. I am thy portion and inheritance in the midst of the children of Israel. And I have given to the sons of Levi all the tithes of Israel for a possession, for the ministry wherewith they serve me in the tabernacle of the covenant, that the children of Israel may not approach any more to the tabernacle, nor commit deadly sin, that is, sin which will bring death after it. But only the sons of Levi may serve me in the tabernacle, and bear the sins of the people. It shall be an everlasting ordinance in your generations. They shall not possess any other thing, but be content with the oblation of tithes, which I have separated for their uses and necessities. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Command the Levites, and declare unto them, When you shall receive of the children of Israel the tithes, which I have given you, offer the first fruits of them to the Lord, that is to say, a tenth part of the tenth, that it may be reckoned to you as an oblation of first fruits, as well of the barn floors as of the windpresses, and of all the things of which you receive tithes. Offer the first fruits to the Lord, and give them to Aaron the priest. All the things that you shall offer of the tithes, and shall separate for the gifts of the Lord, shall be the best and choicest things. And thou shalt say to them, If you offer all the goodly and the better things of the tithes, it shall be reckoned to you as if you had given the first fruits of the balm floor and the winepress, and you shall eat them in all your places, both you and your families, because it is your reward for the ministry, wherewith you serve in the tabernacle of the testimony. And you shall not sin in this point, by reserving the choicest and fat things to yourselves, lest you profane the oblations of the children of Israel, and that. Numbers chapter 19. The law of the sacrifice of the red cow and the water of expiation. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, This is the observance of the victim which the Lord hath ordained. Command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee a red cow of full age, in which there is no blemish, and which hath not carried the yoke, a red cow, etc. This red cow offered in sacrifice for sin, and consumed were fire at the camp, with the ashes of which, mingled with water, the unclean were to be expiated and purified, was a figure of the passion of Christ, by whose precious blood applied to our souls in the holy sacraments, we are cleansed from our sins. And ye shall deliver her to Eleazar the priest, who shall bring her forth without the camp, and shall immolate her in the sight of all, and dipping his finger in her blood, shall sprinkle it over against the door of the tabernacle 7 times, and shall bring her in the sight of all, delivering it to the fire her skin, and her flesh, and her blood, and her dern. The priest shall also take cedar wood, and scarlet twice dyed, and cast it into the flame with which the cow is consumed. And then, after washing his garments and body, he shall enter into the camp, and shall be unclean until the evening. He also that hath burned her shall wash his garments and his body, and shall be unclean until the evening. And a man that is clean shall gather up the ashes of the cow, and shall pour them forth without the camp in a most clean place, that they may be reserved for the multitude of the children of Israel, and for water of aspersion, because the cow was burnt for sin. And when he that carried the ashes of the cow hath washed his garments, he shall be unclean until the evening. The children of Israel, and the strangers that dwell among them, shall observe this for a holy thing by a perpetual ordinance. He that toucheth the corpse of a man, and is therefore unclean 7 days, shall be sprinkled with this water on the 3rd day, and on the 7th, and so shall be cleansed. If he were not sprinkled on the 3rd day, he cannot be cleansed in the 7th. Every one that touches the corpse of a man, and is not sprinkled with this mixture, shall profane the tabernacle of the Lord, and shall perish out of Israel, because he was not sprinkled with the water of expiation. He shall be unclean, and his uncleanness shall remain upon him. This is the law of a man that dieth in a tent. All that go into his tent, and all the vessels that are there, shall be unclean 7 days. The vessel that hath no cover, no binding over it, shall be unclean. If any man in the field touch the corpse of a man that was slain, or that died of himself, or his bone, or his grave, he shall be unclean 7 days. And they shall take of the ashes of the burning and of the sin offering, and shall pour living waters upon them into a vessel. And a man that is clean shall dip hyssop in them, and shall sprinkle them upon the hand, and on the thrinker, and the man that in the third the thefting in the 7th thing, and on this man that he that is clean shall be unclean and is certain in the 7th day. And being expiated the 7th day, he shall wash both himself and his garments, and be unclean until the evening. If any man be not expiated after this rite, his soul shall perish out of the midst of the church, because he hath profaned the sanctuary of the Lord, and was not sprinkled with the water of purification. This precept shall be an ordinance for ever. He also that sprinkled the water shall wash his garments. Every one that shall touch the waters of expiation shall be unclean until the evening. Whatsoever a person toucheth was unclean, he shall make it unclean, and the person that toucheth any of these things shall be unclean until the evening.